So you're thinking about moving to Fayetteville, North Carolina? Well, in this video, we're going to talk to you about 5 tips for keeping your property taxes low. Now, you want to stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss any of the important information that we want to share with you about this great city and the tax rate in the Cumberland County area. And we're going to get at it right now. Now, if this is your first time to our channel, you want to go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to receive all of the current market information that we want to share with you about this great city. My name is Michelle Capers, and I'm the broker in charge of Moving Forward Real Estate. And believe it or not, we get calls and texts and emails from clients just like you on a daily basis, and we are so excited to get to meet you and to get to work with you. Now, whether you're a buyer or a seller or even an investor looking to move in 90 days or 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and all of our information will be in the description box below. We want to help you make a smooth move to the great city of Fayetteville, North Carolina and its surrounding areas. Now let's dive into this video. Now, the median property tax in Cumberland County is about a little bit over $1,300 per year, and that's for a home that's valued at around $116,000. Now, Cumberland County collects around an average of 1.14% of a property's assessed fair market value as the property tax. So what an example of that is, let's say for instance your home is worth or is valued and appraised at $200,000. You want to multiply that by 0.0114, and that will equal $2,280. So that's your property taxes. That's what you're paying property taxes on, is the 0.0114 of the assessed value of your home. So you want to kind of keep an eye on that so you're making sure that you're not overpaying. So again, you will take the assessed value of your home, the appraised value of your home, multiply that by 0.0114, and whatever that amount is, that is how much you're paying in property taxes. Now, if you want to break that down a little bit smaller, what you'll do is you'll take that number and then you'll divide it by 12, and that way you'll know what you're paying in taxes per month. So your PITI, which is your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, that's what you're paying monthly on your mortgage payment. That tax portion is that a number that you came up with, which you multiplied it by the appraised value and divided it by 12. That number is added to your monthly payment, your mortgage payment. So that way you'll know what you're paying for, and always make sure that you're not overpaying. Now, the North Carolina state law allows property tax relief for low-income senior citizens, disabled homeowners, as well as disabled veterans or their unmarried surviving spouse. There are 3 programs authorized by the General Assembly, which requires that Cumberland County must follow. These programs can significantly reduce property tax bills for qualifying homeowners. Now, tip number 1, you want to stay up to date with your property's assessed value. Knowing the true market value of your property helps you to ensure that you're not overpaying and you're paying the right amount for your taxes. The assessed value is a property's determined valuation to calculate the appropriate tax rates. An assessment considers sales of similar homes, square footage, current market conditions, and home inspection findings in its final determinations. So anytime you've done any type of renovations or add-on, that is a factor as well. Tip number 2 is to take advantage of any available tax exemptions. Some exemptions may include senior citizens, veterans, or disability exemptions. For 100% disabled veterans, you will have to apply for this exemption. So what you'll do is you'll go down to the local VA office, and then the rep will fill out the paperwork for you. Now, he or she, they will also send this into the VA office in DC. Now, once it's completed, they'll receive the paperwork back, and then they'll return that to you. And what you have to do is just take this paperwork to the local tax office to get your exemption. So an example of that again is if your home is worth $245,000, the $45,000 exemption will come off at the top of that. So they will subtract that $45,000 from the $245,000, and now your home home is valued at $200,000. The North Carolina excludes the greater of the first $25,000 or 50% of the appraised value of a permanent residence of a qualifying owner from the property taxes. Now again, this is a portion of the appraised value of a permanent residence owned and occupied by North Carolina residents ages 65 and older, or someone who is totally disabled. Now tip number 3 is to file any appeals within the appropriate timeline. Now, if you disagree with any of the assessments of your property, it is important that you file an appeal within the allotted time. Now, the tax, you need to check with your tax administration office in your local area to find out what that date is. So actually, this is for anyone, if you have done an assessment on your home and you've done the calculations, and for whatever reason you found out that the taxes you're paying too high of taxes, or even if they raise your taxes and you have an issue with that, you can file an appeal. So if you have any questions or concerns about that, go ahead and check with your local tax office now, so you'll know if you have any issues, what that timeline is, so you can go ahead and get your appeal in the allotted time. Tip number 4 is to review your payment history. Make sure you're not overpaying your taxes, and make sure that you're taking advantage of any possible discounts that may arise. So just be mindful of that, you all, because if you are paying over, if you don't catch it, they're not going to say anything. So we just want you to make sure you're being mindful of that. Watch your tax reports each year that comes in. If you don't get it, go ahead and reach out to your local tax office to find out. Go ahead and look at that history and make sure that it's pretty much similar, unless you've done something different with your home and you've added on something. And of course, added on a room, of course the number is going to go up, but just make sure that the numbers is consistent of what you're paying. Finally, tip number 5 is to look into any alternative payment options if you're having any problems with making your payment. Some counties offer installment plans and other payment options that can make it easier for you to manage your taxes. Now again, you want to check with your local tax office to see if there's any other assistance that they can provide for you if you're having trouble making your property tax payments. So again, I would encourage you to go ahead and just give them a call if you are having problems with making your property taxes after you have assessed it and made sure that you are paying and they are quoting you the correct price. If you are having any type of trouble making those payments, go ahead and reach out to them. You never know, it won't hurt to try. It is important to stay up to date on your local taxes in Cumberland County. Now, frequently changes in the tax regulation happens all the time, so it's important to do your research for the rules and the regulations that apply to your particular situation. You want to familiarize yourself with the different tax forms as well. Cumberland County offers multiple resources to help you understand the different forms and how to fill them out correctly, and this will help you to avoid any costly errors. Now, I hope this video will help you keep your property taxes low in Cumberland County. Leave us your comments in the description box below. We would like to hear from you. Now, as always, we are moving forward one home at a time, and we will see you in the next video.